What's up, guys? It's the Dual Factory once again with another video. This time I'll be bringing you my Rosemont regional reports. In the comments in the last couple of videos of the Magnet Warrior deck, I saw a lot of people were wanting to see this deck, so I figured I'd bring it to you guys. Sorry it took a little longer than I wanted it to. I was honestly waiting to bring you this regional report because this was the deck I decided to play. However, I don't have great news to bring you guys because I only got to play 3 rounds. I was 2-1 in the event. However, due to certain circumstances and other details I won't divulge, I had to drop because my buddy got kicked out of the tournament, more or less. That being said, I will not attend another event by Top Cut Games ever again, no matter how bad I need an invite or anything like that. But that being said, I'm sure you guys don't want to listen to me rant about this. Let's get on to the deck profile. So to start off, for the Magnet Warriors, we play 3 Alpha. This is I don't play any of the original Magnet Warriors, this is just all the new ones. Alpha, the Electromagnet Warrior. This one is a Rota for the level 8 Magnet Warrior, so you can search the new one, which is Berserkion, or you can also search Valkyrian. I just play the Berserkion, so it just has the 1 target to search. But I also max out the 3 because you have 9 Magnet Warriors total, so I max out on all of them. So he's a Rota for the big guy. We have 3 Beta. He searches any of the Magnet Warriors other than himself, so he is Deneb for any Magnet Warrior. So you more or less have 2. You have 2 Denebs in this deck. If I can get these to go straight, that'd be great. But yeah, you have 2 Denebs in the deck, which is actually really cool. It's another reason I wanted to play it. Plus, they're all rocks, so you can play some cool XYZs. That being said, on to the next one. We play 3 Gamma. He is Satellarknight Vega for the deck. Whenever he's normal and special summon, he can special 1 out of your hand, so he's an instant rank 3 if you have another Magnet Warrior in hand. So I maxed out on all those. Sorry about touching the cards, guys. For some reason, while I'm viewing this, I can't get them to go straight. There we go. And then we just play 1 Magnet Warrior. We play Berserkion. This is the new one that was also released in the structure deck. So basically what it is, he's level 8, and then his summoning requirements are you have to banish Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, the Electromagnet Warrior, from your graveyard to summon it. And then his effect is, once per turn, you can banish a Magnet Warrior from your graveyard. It can be any Magnet Warrior. And you can destroy 1 card in the field. And then when he's destroyed by battle or by opponent's card effects, like, so for example, if you summon this and its summon gets negated by Tempest, it still gets this effect. You can special summon 1 Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, the Electromagnet Warrior, from your deck. Not from your deck, but from your banish zone. A lot of people didn't know what that effect was, and I did play a Magispector deck, and some guy did strike the warning of this. That being said, it summoned a bunch of level 3s, and it proceeded to win the games from there. So that's it for the Magnet Warriors. On to some of the tech choices and stuff like that. We play 2 Sentry Soldier, a Stone. He's a level 3 rock, and his effect simply states, if you control all rock monsters on your side of the field, minimum 1, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. So more or less, he's a free rank 3 with any Electromagnet Warrior in the deck, and he's part of my Brilliant Fusion package. I also play 2 Gem-Knight Obsidian. I had a lot of people ask me why I didn't play Garnet, and it's simply because this one is a rock, and this one is level 3, so it flows with the deck perfectly, better than Garnet's in that sense, and it gives me a little access to my engine pieces. On to some of the non-rock monsters you play in the deck. There are 3 Speedroid Terrortop. It generates a free rank 3, and this deck generates rank 3, so I thought it was a perfect addition to the deck. Plus, it lets me play Totem Bird. Totem Bird, I feel like, is a very, very strong card, so I wanted to play it. And then the 1 Taketomborg. And for some of the main deck spice, I would say, I did main deck 2 Gameciel. In the duel videos, the level 8 rock monster I was playing was Gaiaplate, the Earth Giant. The idea was it was better to open that than this because it allowed you to generate rank 8 plays. A little bit easier because Brilliant Fusion turned it on because you can summon it by banishing 2 rock monsters. However, in further testing, I noticed that there was a lot of times, instead of having the Gaiaplate in hand, if I would just had the Gameciel to deal with opponent's monster, it just would have been better. Plus, they're both trade-in targets, so I figured the Gameciel overall was just a better card to play versus the Gaiaplate, the Earth Giant. Also, although the Gaiaplate, the Earth Giant was a cool tech, I love that card. I think its artwork's great and everything like that. I think its effect great. It's just, I don't know, the Gameciel was just better. And the other tech was 2 Mythic Water Dragon. So this card's effect's really simple. If I control an Earth monster, I can special summon it out of my hand, but I can only special summon it once that way per turn. The idea behind this is when you open Brilliant Fusion, it lets you go into 38 because you play the level 8 Gem-Knight, Gem-Knight Zirconia, because it requires a rock and a Gem-Knight to make. So I send the Sentry Soldier a Stone and special summon the Sentry Soldier because the Zirconia is a level 8 rock monster, and then you generate a free rank 8. So there's a lot of boards you can end with Gorgonic Guardian 38, or if you open the Terrortop, you can end 38 Totem Bird and stuff like that. So I think it's a really cool tech. Plus it's trade-in fodder, so I'll let you get deeper into the deck. And that's it for the monsters. On to the spells. We play 3 Pot of Desires. Everything's a 3 of in this deck. You really need the additional cards. Not much to be explained there. 3 Brilliant Fusion. So a lot of people are like, when you open this, they judge it differently because they think you're playing a deck that benefits from playing Seraphinite, but you're not in this case. You're playing Zirconia. So that being said, just like Seraphinite and stuff like that, this card raises the ceiling of the deck tremendously because you're able to make bigger boards than just a Gorgonic Guardian pass. Because that's in today's meta, that's just not going to cut it because Kaijus are everywhere. So playing the 38 and the Gorgonic Guardian stuff like that, like this card's it's broken in this deck. On to the other 4 spells. I play 2 trade, and you play 6 level 8s in the deck, so it's just additional draw power. And then I play 2 with the field spell, Magnetic Field. This also came in the new structure deck. It's not as broken as Union Hanger, but it's got a pretty sweet effect. So if I control a level 4 Earth Rock type monster on the field, I can special summon a level 4 lower Magnet Warrior from my graveyard using it. So it's a monster reborn at that point for Magnet Warriors. And then not only that, but if an Earth Rock type monster attacked my opponent's monster in a turn and it's not destroyed, it returns it to the hand. So it turns all rocks in my deck into a Neospatian Grand Mole. That effect's broken. However, when you test this card and stuff like that, you don't necessarily want to see 3 copies. You honestly don't want to see 2 copies, but you just play the 2 because you do want to see it because the field spell resolving the Monster Reborn effect or resolving the Grand Mole effect is really important. Oh, another thing, I'm also not playing Grand Mole. I thought it was cheeky to play, but honestly, it had like 0 synergy. Like, yeah, I get to make cool boards, but like, the only synergy I had was level 3 and it was a rock. But it's a cool card because I like heroes, so we played it anyway. On to the traps. I play 3 Anti-Spell. I was debating between this and Solemn Strike, and this card's just 100 times more devastating, so we played that. Plus, there's no BABK anywhere at the event, so it was a really strong choice. It's good against every deck this format, other than Barrier Statues. Barrier Statues are stupid anyway, so we're not going to get into that. And then we also play 3 Call the Haunted. They're like Satellanites. They benefit from being summoned on either player's turn, so I thought it was a staple 3 of them. This card was really good. And then we play the 1 Vanity's Emptiness. Card's broken, needs to be banned. On to the... Yeah, this is the extra deck. So, I switched from the Pokemon tokens to this on top of my deck because Pickle is my favorite character, but we still have the Steel Squad, as you can see. So that's that. And then on to the extra deck monsters themselves. Like I was saying, we play the 1 Zirconia. This is your Brilliant Fusion monster. We also play 1 ABC Buster Dragon. This is literally just for a Cherries target because I did place Cherries this weekend because I thought it was better than Flying Sea. To the XYZs, I play 1 Utopic Future. No one expected me to make this, but it's really good. We play 2 Gorgonic Guardian. I was playing 3 at first, but we cut it down to 2 because some of the extra... I need extra deck space, and you rarely go into 3. But what this card does, it's actually really cool, but it's not generic. It takes 2 level 3 rocks, so that's why this deck can play it. And its effect is, once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach a material from this card, and you can target 1 monster on the field. Reduce its attack to 0, and if you do, negate the effect. So it's a giant hand during either player's turn, but it can also be done in the damage step. Also, its other effect is you can target 1 monster on the field with 0 attack and destroy it. So it can destroy other monsters like Gofu and stuff like that in tokens. So it's a really cool monster, and it's a go-to guy in the deck, and I love playing it. The only other 2 of we played were 2 Break Sword. There were a lot of situations where I needed the second Break Sword because you're just blowing up cards and blowing up your dead Brilliant Fusions and stuff like that, so I thought it was important to play 2, so we made the room. On to the 1-ofs. Grampulse is easily one of the best 1-ofs. 1 Soul of Silvermountain. This is also another unique card that this deck can play. So it takes 2 level 3 Earth monsters, and then once per turn you can detach, target a back row on the field, and lock it. Your opponent can't activate it as long as this card remains face up on the field. Its other effect is if it runs over a monster, that while it has XYZ material, you can target 1 Earth monster in your graveyard and special summon it. That's level 4 or lower. So this card is broken in this deck. Actually, no. It can be any level. I'm sorry. So it can just reborn any Earth monster. So this card is sweet. The only downside is it's only 1800 attack, so you gotta be careful. 1 Leviair. I thought this card had great synergy in the deck, especially when you play Berserkion and stuff like that. However, I have yet to summon this card in this deck, so I don't know. I'm probably gonna cut it for an Acid Golem, because there's a lot of times I could have summoned an Acid Golem and it would have won me the game, and I didn't play it. So, learning experiences, guys. The Totem Bird, this is my favorite go-to guy other than Gorgonic Guardian. I think its effect's great. I love the fact that you can make it by just opening a Terrortop. Card's phenomenal. 1 Dante. another Cherries target, but it's also one that you can make, that you can get a free 2500 beater and potentially build a magnet where you need for Berserkion, or a Sentry Soldier that you can summon. So I thought it went really well with the deck. Then we do play the Corbage package in Giga Brilliant and Corbage. It's really important actually in the ABC mirror because you can force them to tag out early with your monster effects. And then the monster that they summon into defense position, if they don't have multiple copies of in the graveyard and stuff like that, then you just pick the one that they don't have multiple copies of, or the one that they absolutely need, and just spin it back to the deck so they can't go back into the Buster Dragon. So this card's honestly, I love this card. And then the last XYZ we play number 38. Like I say, with Brilliant Fusion, Mythic Water Dragon, is this card's too good not to play. Then onto the side, I played 3 Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. This card was going everywhere. I thought it was one of the best cards to side this format, especially since with ABC running around, they have to have that Buster Dragon. Like, they can win without it, but it's so hard for them to do, just like BA winning without Dante. 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. I thought this card was very important to play as well. It's really good against Metal Foe. It's good against Blue Eyes. It's kind of decent against ABC. I didn't side it in against ABC, but it has a lot of uses. So I thought it was definitely worth playing. 2 Max C in situations I was forced to go second. So there's that. 3 Cosmic Cyclone. I think it's better than MST, and I honestly don't like Twin Twister right now. I mean, yeah, it blows that back row, but usually you just want the back row banished, or the Pendulum Scales banished and Metal Foes for that matter, so they can't add them back. So I just played 3 of that. My favorite side deck card this format is 3 Typhoon. This card is nuts, interrupting your opponent during their turn, and then things like that. Like, I love this card. And then the Spicy Tech in the side deck, we did play 2 Magnet Force. So for those of you who don't know what this does, Magnet Force, the turn that this card is activated, monsters on the field whose original type are Machine or Rock are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. So basically I played this in for ABC and stuff like that, or anything that depends on, or even Metal Foe Magispector for that matter, because then when they can't Kieran you, they can't ABC Buster Dragon you, and all that fun stuff, and your monsters stick on board, and this is great. I didn't play Magnet Reverse. I have them, but the only monster I really want to bring off of Magnet Reverse, and the only target I have at that matter, is the Berserkion, and that is way too corner case of an option at this point. It's way better in ABC, so I didn't play it. But that was my regional report for the Rosemont Regional, guys. Always remember to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about the deck. Tell me if you guys have any tech ideas or anything like that, what you think I should do to make changes to the deck. Yeah, so far I like the build, but I feel like it could be better. But yeah, thanks for watching.